Have you ever found yourself just staring at a really dense document? Something super important, maybe a manual for a critical system, and you're just wishing someone could, give you the executive summary.
Oh, absolutely, but not just the bare bones, right?
Exactly. You want that moment summary, but with all the juicy details you'd normally miss skimming through.
Yeah, the context, the why behind it all.
Well, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely in the right place today because that's precisely what we're setting out to do for you.
Hmm.
Today, we're taking a real deep dive into a document that's honestly foundational in cybersecurity, the Information Security Manual, or ISM. We're focusing specifically on the June 2025 release.
And this isn't just, any old technical manual. You should think of it more like a comprehensive cybersecurity framework. It's been meticulously crafted to help organizations, government, private sector, you name it, protect their vital information technology.
So that's your IT systems, email, databases, the usual suspects.
Exactly. And also their operational technology, the OT systems. That's things like industrial controls, power grids, critical infrastructure, protecting all of that from, well, the constantly shifting landscape of cyber threats.
Which seems to change daily, doesn't it?
It really does. So its core purpose is to provide a structured, robust, but also adaptable approach to cybersecurity. You could sort of picture it as the bridge.
The bridge. Between what?
Between that high-level strategic guidance, say, from the boardroom, and the nitty-gritty practical steps you need to take on the ground.
Okay, so who is this actually aimed at? Who needs to read this?
Well, primarily it's designed for the people right at the forefront of digital defense. So your chief information security officers, CISOs,
Yeah.
your CIOs, other cybersecurity professionals, IT managers.
The technical experts.
Yes, but really, by extension, if you're listening and you genuinely want to understand how serious, resilient organizations approach cyber defense, how they protect their crown jewels, then this deep dive is absolutely tailor-made for you.
And the authority behind this document, that's pretty significant too, right? It comes from the Australian Signals Directorate, the ASD.
That's right. And for anyone maybe not familiar, the ASD is Australia's national authority on signals intelligence and cybersecurity. They play an absolutely crucial role, providing expert cybersecurity advice under Australia's Intelligence Services Act of 2001.
It's also worth flagging up, isn't it, that while the ISM gives this broad foundational guidance, sometimes more specific device-level advice from the ASD might take precedence.
Exactly. In certain unique situations, yeah. Which just shows how practical and adaptable this whole framework needs to be. It's not rigid.
So for you, our listener, maybe you're prepping for a big meeting or maybe stepping into a new role trying to get up to speed in this complex world.
Or maybe you're just curious, how do big organizations actually fortify their digital perimeters?
Right. Well, consider this deep dive your shortcut. We're here to give you those essential aha moments, distill the critical knowledge, and hopefully leave you with a really well-informed perspective.
All without that feeling of information overload you sometimes get with these really dense documents.
That's exactly our mission today. I'll be sort of guiding us, leading with some interesting facts, asking the big picture questions to help connect the dots, maybe highlighting some surprising bits in the ISM.
And I'll be here providing the critical analysis, drawing out that deeper context, explaining the why behind the what, and connecting these principles to real-world situations. Together, we'll make sure you walk away with a balanced, comprehensive, and hopefully genuinely useful understanding.
Okay, let's unpack this foundational framework then, because it really is much more than just a list of rules, isn't it?
Absolutely. The ISM doesn't just hand you a checklist. It really emphasizes a very specific way of thinking about security. It's built around a robust risk management framework.
So not just blind compliance, not just ticking boxes.
No, definitely not. It's all about intelligent, strategic risk mitigation. Understanding your specific risks and making informed, sensible decisions to reduce them.
And this approach, it draws on established standards, right? I see references here.
That distinction is crucial, yes. And it resonates globally. The ISM directly draws from NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, specifically their special publication 837 Revision 2.
NIST is a big name in cybersecurity frameworks.
It really is a gold standard. And this framework isn't just theoretical, it's a practical six-step cycle. It's designed to continuously identify, assess, and manage cybersecurity risks. It's dynamic, not static.
Okay, 6 steps. Let's walk through them. Each one builds on the last, doesn't it? Creates a kind of feedback loop.
Precisely. It's a continuous cycle. So the very first step is define the system. Foundational.
Define the system. What does that actually involve?
It means clearly determining the system's boundary, like what's in scope, what's out,
Hmm.
its business criticality, how important is it really, and its overall security objectives, what are you trying to achieve?
Like trying to protect your house without knowing the layout or what's valuable inside.
Exactly. Or what you're protecting against: theft, fire, flood. Impossible.
Yeah.
All of this gets documented meticulously in what's called a system security plan. That becomes your initial blueprint.
And why is this first step so critical? Why nail down the definition?
Because, simply put, you cannot effectively protect what you don't fully understand or, frankly, value. It's the absolute first step in prioritizing. You need to know what you're defending, what it's worth, and what a compromise would really mean.
So you know where to focus your efforts and resources.
Precisely. Once you have that clear definition, the second step is select controls.
Okay, controls. These are the actual safeguards.
Yes. This is where you choose and tailor the cybersecurity guidelines, the sort of practical guidance, and the specific controls, which are the actual mitigations, based directly on the risks you identified and those security objectives you just defined.
So it's customized, not generic.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It has to be. And this is where the ISM's applicability markings are really interesting.
Yes, I saw those. It's not one size fits all, is it?
Not at all. And that's a key takeaway. The controls are marked for different levels of data sensitivity. You'll see NC for non-classified, OS for official, sensitive, P for protected, S for secret, and T for top secret.
So the level of protection matches the data's importance.
Exactly. That nuance is vital. Think about a small startup with mostly public marketing data versus, say, a defense agency handling top secret intelligence. Their needs are vastly different.
Right. You wouldn't apply the same locks to a garden shed as a bank vault.
Precisely. The ISM guides you to apply the right level of protection to the right data. It's about being effective without being overly burdensome or, conversely, inadequate. Efficiency meets effectiveness.
Makes perfect sense. Okay, so after selecting the controls, step 3 seems straightforward. Implement controls, putting them into practice.
Yes, this is the practical phase. Taking those chosen safeguards configurations, physical restrictions, new processes, and making them active, making them real within your systems and environment. Theory meets reality.
But just implementing isn't enough, is it? You have to check they actually work.
Absolutely. Which brings us to step 4, assess controls. This involves meticulously verifying that the controls are not only implemented correctly, but are also operating as intended. Are they actually providing the protection you expect?
It's not just a checkbox exercise then.
Far from it. It's a deep dive into the functionality and efficacy of your defenses.
And who does these assessments? Does the ISM specify?
It's very clear on this. For top secret systems, these rigorous assessments can only be done by authorized ASD assessors or their delegates.
Okay, very high-level clearance needed there.
Yes, but for non-classified through secret systems, organizations have more flexibility. They can use their own qualified independent assessors or engage assessors from the InfoSec Registered Assessors Program, IRAP.
IRAP, those are ASD-endorsed external assessors.
That's right. They provide high-quality assessment services. This distinction really emphasizes the need for appropriately cleared, experienced, and crucially objective assessors.
Independence is key for a trustworthy assessment.
Absolutely. You need that unbiased expert eye, not just an internal team marking their own homework, so to speak. It builds trust in the process.
Okay, controls assessed, you know your posture. Step 5 is authorize the system. This sounds significant, like signing off on it.
It is arguably one of the most significant steps. It represents the formal acceptance of the remaining security risks associated with operating that system. It's a moment of real accountability.
And who holds that accountability? Who makes the call?
Again, it's very specific, underlining the gravity. For top secret systems, the authorizing officer is the Director General, ASD, or their delegate. For non-classified through secret, it falls to the organization's CISO or their delegate.
So a CISO or equivalent senior executive.
Exactly. It could be a chief security officer, CIO, or another very senior executive if there's no dedicated CISO. This explicitly elevates cybersecurity. It's not just an IP problem anymore.
It's a board-level executive responsibility.
Yes. Senior leadership must understand, acknowledge, and formally accept the residual risks. It shows their direct accountability.
That is powerful. It embeds security right at the strategic level. Okay, final step. Number 6, monitor the system. This is ongoing.
Crucially ongoing. It involves continuous, proactive monitoring of emerging threats, evolving risks to your systems, and the ongoing effectiveness of your controls. It's a never-ending cycle.
Because the threats never stop evolving.
Exactly. Continuous monitoring is absolutely essential. We often say static security is no security at all. Threats change, vulnerabilities emerge daily, attacker tactics evolve.
So this means real-time observation, responding to events.
Yes, real-time monitoring, responding swiftly when events require additional risk management, staying agile. It's like your security heartbeat, constantly checking the pulse.
And for those wanting to dig deeper into risk management generally, the ISM points to other standards too.
It does. It extensively references various internationally recognized ISO and NIST publications. It shows its global alignment, that it's grounded in established best practices. It's not developed in a vacuum.
It benefits from global cybersecurity wisdom. Good to know.
Indeed. It's comprehensive, adaptable, and well-informed.
Okay, so that's the risk management cycle. But the ISM also lays out broader cybersecurity principles, doesn't it? Grouped into 5 core functions.
Yes. These principles provide the overarching strategic guidance. They outline what every organization should demonstrate adherence to. These functions, you might recognize them, align broadly with common, effective frameworks worldwide.
What are the 5 functions?
They are govern, identify, protect, detect, and respond. Each plays a distinct yet interconnected role in building a holistic security program. Think of it as a life cycle of effective defense.
Let's dive into each one then. Starting with govern, GOV. This is about culture, right? Developing a strong, resilient cybersecurity culture.
Exactly. It's about embedding security throughout the organization. What does that mean in practice? Well, within govern, we see principles like GOV01,
Which says?
that the board or executive committee is ultimately accountable for cybersecurity. It sets the tone from the absolute top. It signals that cyber isn't just an IT issue, it's a core business concern.
And GOV02 points to COO leadership.
Yes, ensuring dedicated leadership and oversight, which we'll definitely dig into more when we talk roles.
Then GOV03 mandates embedding security risk management into the organization's frameworks. For everything. Supply chains, infrastructure, OS, apps, data.
That one's vital. It means cybersecurity isn't an add-on, it's integral to all business operations. Security needs to be built in from day one.
Not bolted on afterwards.
Precisely. Then GOV04 is about having the right people and resources. Skilled personnel are critical. GOV05 emphasizes that risks must be formally accepted before a system goes live and then continuously monitored.
Which links back nicely to that risk management cycle. And GOV06, communication.
Transparent communication of risks to all stakeholders. No hiding bad news in the IT department. It needs to flow up, down, and across.
Fostering open.
All right. And finally, GOV07 insists on regular reviews of risk management and cyber activities to drive continuous improvement. The govern function isn't just rules. It's about cultivating understanding, awareness, and an improving security culture. It's about people and processes.
Okay, next function. Identify, IDE. Logically, this is about identifying assets and their risks.
Yes. The core principle here, IDE01, is that the business criticality of all systems, again, everything from supply chains to data, must be determined and documented. It's your asset inventory, but with crucial business context.
Why is that business context so important?
Because, realistically, you can't protect everything equally. Resources are finite. You need to know your crown jewels, what's most critical, so you can prioritize.
Like knowing your secret IP database needs more protection than your public website.
Exactly that. Knowing your most valuable assets lets you allocate resources strategically. Makes perfect sense.
Okay. The third function is protect, PRO. This is where the actual controls come in, implementing and maintaining them.
Yes, this is where the defense mechanisms come to life, where you implement and maintain controls to manage those identified risks.
And we see some really practical guidance here, like PRO 14 on awareness training.
Absolutely. Ongoing, tailored cybersecurity awareness training for everyone, because people can be your strongest or weakest link. Education is key.
And PRO 15 on physical access seems basic but crucial.
Foundational. These protect principles are about tangible, multi-layered defenses influencing human behavior, physical barriers, access controls, all designed to stop incidents before they happen.
Then comes detect, DET. This is about spotting when something does get through, detecting and analyzing events to identify incidents.
Precisely. Because even the best protections aren't foolproof. The key principle here is DET01, centrally collecting, securely storing, and analyzing security logs in a timely way.
And DET02 focuses on configuration changes.
Yes, logging and analyzing those too. The core insight is simple but vital. You can't respond if you don't know something happened. Detect is all about visibility, your early warning system.
Got it. And the final function, completing the cycle. Respond. RES. This is about handling incidents when they occur, responding and recovering.
Exactly. This is the ultimate test. When things go wrong, and they will process. How an organization handles the breach, how quickly and effectively it responds, contains, and recovers is paramount.
So this function ensures you have the plans, the teams, the capabilities ready before the crisis hits.
Yes, turning potential catastrophe into a manageable incident. That's the goal.
All right, so we have the framework, the principles. Govern, identify, protect, detect, respond. But who actually does all this? As you said, it's not just IT anymore.
Definitely not. It takes a village, as they say. This next part is crucial, clarifying the key roles and responsibilities outlined in the ISM. Who does what? Let's start right at the top. The Board of Directors and Executive Committee.
Their role seems more strategic, less hands-on.
Strategic, yes, but absolutely critical and often broader than people realize. The ISM emphasizes it's the board's job to explicitly embed cybersecurity throughout the entire organization.
Embed, what does that look like?
It means defining clear cyber roles across departments, integrating cyber into all business functions and strategies, aligning the cyber strategy with business objectives, and this is key, regularly seeking briefings on the cyber posture and threat landscape. Controls ISM 1999 and ISM 2000 reinforce this. It's basically a standing agenda item.
So moving cyber from a technical concern to a strategic business imperative, it's a C-suite and boardroom conversation.
Precisely. They also have a vital role in championing a positive cybersecurity culture, leading by example. Control ISM 2001 states this explicitly.
If the leaders take it seriously, others will follow.
Exactly. Leaders are powerful role models. And part of that leadership involves actively building cybersecurity expertise, starting with themselves.
The board needs cyber literacy.
Yes, enough to fulfill their fiduciary and legislative duties. They should also be aware of recruitment and retention challenges for cyber staff, support skill development. Control ISM 2005 even says they need to understand the business criticality of their systems, what assets, their value, who has access, how protection is verified.
Wow, that's quite detailed for board-level guidance.
It highlights the human element at the top. You need knowledgeable, engaged leadership. And finally, the board is responsible for planning for major cybersecurity incidents, participating in exercises, understanding their duties during a crisis.
Proactive planning for the worst-case scenario.
Crucial for resilience and recovery.
Okay, moving down a level to a dedicated role. The Chief Information Security Officer, CISO. This role is pivotal, isn't it?
Absolutely pivotal and multifaceted. It starts with providing leadership and expert guidance. The ISM actually mandates appointing a CISO, Control ISM 0714, to lead cyber activities across IT and OT. A dedicated senior leader is crucial for a cohesive program.
There's the single point of accountability for security.
Largely, yes. And that leadership extends to overseeing the entire cybersecurity program, implementing metrics, KPIs to track effectiveness, Control ISM 07-24, aligning security with business goals, translating technical concepts into business language.
So they bridge the gap between tech and business.
Exactly. And ensuring business teams consult cyber teams on new projects. That coordination is key. They're also responsible for rigorous reporting.
Reporting up to the board and executives.
Regularly, yes. Control ISM 0718. And also to audit, risk, and compliance committees. Control ISM 1918. This ensures transparency and accountability at the highest levels. Leadership needs to be constantly informed, not just in a crisis.
They also oversee incident response and business continuity, contributing to BCP and DR plans, Control ISM 0734.
Yes, absolutely. Ensuring critical services can continue or resume quickly after an incident, vital for getting back to business. And finally, the CISO is central to communicating the cybersecurity vision and strategy.
Being that visible leader, facilitating cultural change.
Yes, tailoring communications, overseeing awareness training, Control ISM 0735. The CISO is the linchpin connecting technical defense to organizational understanding, behavior, and resilience.
Okay, what about system owners? The people responsible for specific systems. What are their duties?
System owners have distinct critical responsibilities. Their core duties include defining, describing, and documenting the systems they own, creating that clear understanding of what needs protecting.
And they're involved in security from the start, in control selection.
Yes, they consult closely with the authorizing officer to select and tailor controls, even identifying supplementary ones needed for that specific system's risks. Controls ISM 1634, ISM 0000. Ensures the controls fit the context.
And authorization and monitoring, they need formal sign-off to operate.
Yes, especially for top-secret systems from the Director General ASD, Control ISM 1968, and then they're responsible for continuously monitoring threats, risks, and control effectiveness for their system. Control ISM 1526, ongoing oversight.
They also have a role in data minimization, actively reducing the data held.
Control ISM 2021.
Yes, a critical role, implementing practices to reduce data collection, processing, storage. It's a powerful security principle.
Well, because less data means less risk. Fundamentally, yes. If you don't need it, don't collect it. If you've used it, archive or delete it securely. Minimizing your data footprint reduces the potential impact of a breach. And finally, system owners do annual reporting on their system's security status to the authorizing officer. Control ISM 1587.
Keeping everyone accountable and aware.
Exactly. It feeds back into that continuous risk management cycle.
Okay, so we've built the foundation, defined the roles, put protections in place. But cybersecurity reality means it's not if things go wrong, but when.
Unfortunately, yes. That's the reality. So this next bit is crucial. Incident management and response. What happens when a cyber event occurs? How does the ISM guide you through that?
It's the moment of truth, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
And the ISM puts a strong emphasis on proactive planning, starting with a robust cybersecurity incident management policy and register. This is your crisis blueprint.
What's the main purpose of this policy?
It's designed to increase the chances of successfully planning for, detecting, and responding effectively to malicious activity. It covers responsibilities, who does what, resources needed, and specific guidelines for triage, escalation, and response.
Takes the guesswork out when the pressure's on.
Exactly. And a blueprint is useless if you don't practice. The ISM mandates that the policy and response plan must be exercised at least annually. Control ISM 1784. It's not optional.
Practice makes perfect, or at least better.
Definitely better and more resilient. Regular exercises ensure people know their roles, identify gaps, and can execute smoothly under pressure. Beyond the policy, you also need that cybersecurity incident register.
What does the register track, and why is it important long-term?
It tracks details like the types of incidents, frequency, costs, actions taken. It helps ensure proper remediation happens for each incident. But more strategically, this data feeds future risk assessments and planning.
So you learn from past mistakes, identify patterns.
Precisely. It's how you continuously improve your security posture, a vital feedback loop.
Now, one particularly tricky threat is the insider threat. People with authorized access acting maliciously. How does the ISM address this?
Yes, it's tough, because they already have legitimate access, making malicious activity harder to spot. An insider threat mitigation program focuses specifically on detecting and responding to these threats, or at least limiting the damage.
Building detection around trusted individuals?
Kind of, yes. And the ISM gets specific about activities to log and analyze. It's about spotting unusual behavior, right? Deviations from the norm.
Like what kind of activities?
Control ISM Question 25 lists examples. Excessive copying or modification of data, unauthorized use of removable media, connecting unknown storage devices, unusual work hours like late nights or weekends, excessive data access or printing compared to peers, data transfers to unauthorized cloud or webmail, using unauthorized VPNs or anonymity tools.
So behavioral analytics, looking for red flags.
Exactly, looking for deviations from normal patterns. It can be a powerful tool against someone who already has the keys to the kingdom, making it harder for them to hide.
Okay, moving to the actual process of responding to cybersecurity incidents. Once detected, what's the immediate first step?
Reporting. Speed is critical. Incidents must be reported immediately to the CISO or their delegates. Control ISM 012 YERA mentions ensuring personnel have tools to monitor. Timely reporting lets management assess impact, activate the plan, and oversee the response.
And you need to be aware of legal reporting obligations, too.
Absolutely. Many regulations have strict timelines for reporting breaches to authorities.
What if it's a data spill? Sensitive data gets out.
Immediate action. Advise the data owners and restrict access to the spilled data right away. Control ISM 0133. Containment is priority 1 to stop further spread. Every second counts.
And handling malicious code infections, viruses, ransomware, malware.
Immediate, decisive remediation. Isolate infected systems media instantly to prevent spread. Then, while antivirus helps, the ISM notes that restoring from a known good backup, or often a full system rebuild, might be the only truly reliable way to get rid of it. Control ISM 0917.
So just cleaning might not be enough.
Often not reliably, no. And any malicious code being handled for analysis needs extreme care to avoid accidental execution. Control ISM 1969. Analysis should always happen in a segregated environment. Control ISM 1970. Containment and thorough cleanup are paramount.
Makes sense. Don't reinsect clean systems.
Yeah.
Now, what about a full-blown intrusion, where an attacker is actually inside? The ISM mentions a strategic delay. That sounds risky.
It can be. A strategic delay means you might, under very specific controlled circumstances, allow an intrusion to continue briefly. The aim is to understand the compromise fully, gather intel on the attacker, plan a comprehensive remediation.
But this needs careful consideration. Legal advice.
Absolutely crucial. Legal advice is essential. Control ISM 0137 before letting any intrusion continue. System owners must also be consulted and agree. Control ISM 1609. It's a calculated risk weighing intel gathering against ongoing damage.
Letting them stay to learn their methods, but under tight control and legal guidance.
Exactly. And you definitely don't want to tip them off. That's why the ISM says remediation planning should happen on a separate, uncompromised system. Control ISM 1731. Keep your counterattack covert.
And throughout all this response, evidence integrity is key for forensics or legal action.
Absolutely critical. Investigators must meticulously record all actions, maintain chain of custody for evidence, and follow law enforcement instructions diligently. Control ISM 0138. Without it, investigations and legal processes can be severely undermined. Evidence integrity is non-negotiable.
Okay, we've covered strategy, roles, incident response. Now let's get into the critical operational guidelines, the day-to-day practices for building and maintaining secure systems, fortifying the digital walls.
And it really starts with what many consider the foundation: personnel security, the human firewall. Because tech alone can't fix human vulnerabilities.
Human firewall. I like that. And it starts with cybersecurity awareness training. The ISM really emphasizes this.
Hugely. Tailored training for all personnel, with specific, maybe more advanced, training for high-risk users like developers and sysadmins. Plus, maintaining a training register, Control ISM 2022.
Turning people from the weakest link into the strongest defense.
That's the goal, empowering them with knowledge about threats like business email compromise, BEC.
Which is a massive problem. The ISM breaks down the types.
Yes, because it's so deceptive. First, there's invoice fraud. A legit vendor email gets hacked. Bank details on an invoice are changed. Payment goes to the fraudster. Looks totally real.
Sneaky. What else?
Employee impersonation. An internal account is hacked. Actor pretends to be maybe a boss, requests a fake urgent payment, or even changes payroll details to divert salary. Uses authority and urgency.
And the third type. Company impersonation.
Right. Actor registers a similar domain name, impersonates a legit company, orders expensive goods, asks for delivery before payment, leaving the real company with the bill. Very deceptive.
So how do you mitigate these BEC threats? Control ISM 1740?
Clear guidance. Rigorously verify bank details via separate channels. Foster critical thinking about unusual or urgent requests. Have a clear process to report demands for secrecy or bypassing procedures. Awareness and skepticism are key.
Staff also need advising on reporting suspicious contact via online services. Email, forums, social media. Control ISM 0817.
Yes, attackers use all channels for reconnaissance or attacks.
And posting work information online, even seemingly harmless bits.
Be extremely careful. Don't post work info, even small bits, to chats, forums, social media, even AI tools without authorization. Aggregation is the danger. Small pieces build a big picture for attackers. Maintain separate accounts. Use privacy settings. Controls ISM 0821, ISM 0824. Context matters.
A general system usage policy is also needed for boundaries and accountability. Control ISM 1864.
Essential. Defines acceptable use, ensures accountability, prevents misuse, foundational governance.
And specific system access requirements need documenting. Clearance, need-to-know screening. Controls ISM 0432, ISM 0434, ISM 0435.
Meticulously documented. Ensures only vetted, authorized people get access, and only to what they need. Which leads us to privileged access to systems, high-risk area.
Prime target, right. Admin accounts with power to change anything.
Exactly. The ISM has stringent controls. Privileged accounts should generally be blocked from internet, email, web access, unless explicitly needed and limited. Control ISM 1175. All privileged access events must be centrally logged and analyzed. Controls ISM 1507, ISM 1508, monitors posture, detects anomalies, provides evidence.
And there's a strong warning about foreign nationals having privileged access to sensitive data. OSTEO, AJO, RL data. Controls ISM 044, ISM 0854.
Yes, OSTEO is Australian eyes only. AGAO relates to government operations info. REL is restricted distribution. The control emphasizes the criticality of trust for highly sensitive national security-related data. mitigating risks like foreign interference or espionage.
Got it. Okay, next big area, procurement and outsourcing. Securing the supply chain, a major vulnerability.
Huge. Your security is only as strong as your weakest link, often the third-party supplier. The ISM requires supplier identification and supply chain risk assessment.
Mm.
Controls ISM 1531, ISM 1452. Know your suppliers, assess their potential impact on your risk profile, map those external vulnerabilities.
And this assessment informs supplier selection criteria, choosing secure suppliers.
Yes. Prioritize vendors committed to secure by design default. Look for transparency. Control ISM 1882, and a strong track record of securing their own systems. Control ISM 1632. High-risk suppliers. Generally avoid them. Control ISM 1567.
Pushing security up the chain. And the shared responsibility model.
Yeah.
Documenting who does what. Control ISM 1569.
Crucial, especially with cloud. Clearly defines who is responsible for which security aspects, avoids confusion and blame during incidents, ensures clear accountability.
What about the actual sourcing and delivery? Using approved suppliers, having backups, controls ISM 1787, ISM 1788, ISM 1789.
Builds resilience against disruption. Also vital to maintain integrity during delivery, no tampering. Control ISM 1790. And upon acceptance, rigorously assess authenticity and integrity. Controls ISM 1791, ISM 1792, guards against counterfeits or malicious implants.
And with managed services on cloud services booming, the ISM has specific guidelines here too, recognizing you still own the risk.
Absolutely. Outsourcing doesn't mean outsourcing responsibility. Providers and services need regular IRAP or ASD security assessments. Controls ISM 1793, ISM 1971. Maintain a detailed cloud service register. Control ISM 1637, tracking provider, service, data sensitivity assessment dates, contracts, contacts. Control ISM 1638, you own the risk, always.
And the contractual requirements for cloud are really detailed in the ISM, the fine print of security.
Definitely. Contracts need to spell out data protection levels. ISM 1395, confidentiality, integrity, availability needs. ISM is 0007, your right to verify compliance via audits. ISM 1671, ISM 1738, break clauses for security failures, ISM 1804, incident reporting rules, ISM 0141, notification of subcontractor changes, ISM 1794, data ownership, ISM 1451, data region zones, ISM 1572, minimum notice for service cessation, ISM 1575.
Wow, that covers a lot, making security legally binding and enforceable.
Exactly. Protects the organization. Finally, within procurement, access by service providers to your systems needs careful handling.
Another big risk point.
Yes, requirements and controls must be documented in contracts. Robust measures needed to detect and record unauthorized access. Control ISM 1639. Limits exposure, ensures oversight, especially for sensitive data access or offshore providers. Trust, but verify.
Okay, let's shift to system hardening and management, fortifying the tech itself, starting with operating system hardening.
And it begins right at the source. Vendor selection. Prioritize vendors committed to secure by design default, using things like memory-safe programming languages, Control ISM 1743. Security needs to be baked in from conception.
And use newer OS releases versions. Avoid unsupported ones.
Yes, newer versions usually have better security. Patches. 64-bit often supports more features. Unsupported versions are inherently vulnerable, no more patches.
Implement standard operating environments, SOEs, for consistency. Control ISM 1406.
Yes, for workstations and servers. Provides a consistent, secure baseline. Scan any third-party SOEs for malware, ISM 1608. Review and update SOEs annually, ISM 1588. Standardization is key for scalable security.
Configuration hardening. Use approved configurations, ASD vendor guidance, remove default accounts credentials. Controls ISM 1914, ISM 1409, ISM 0383.
Fundamental steps. Minimize the attack surface. Defaults are often known vulnerabilities. Also key is managing user privileges. Prevent unprivileged users bypassing security, ISM 1584, or running risky script engines like PowerShell, Command Prompt, etc., ISM 1491.
Limits what a compromised account can do.
Drastically. And a really strong control here is application control. Implemented on workstations, internet-facing servers, even internal servers. Controls ISM 0843, ISM 1490, ISM 1656. Yes, it's incredibly powerful. Restricts execution to only an approved set of executables, libraries, scripts, drivers. Controls ISM 1657, ISM 1658. Uses hash rules, publisher certificates, or path rules. ISM 0955. Only known, trusted software can run. Makes it very hard for malware to execute.
Moving to data backup and restoration, your safety net, right? critical for recovery.
Absolutely. Starts with a digital preservation policy, part of digital continuity ensuring long-term data integrity, accounting for degradation, obsolescence, controls ISM 1511, ISM 1810. Backups based on business criticality and continuity needs.
And backup protection itself is crucial. Secure and resilient backups. Control ISM 1811.
Paramount. Backups are useless if they're compromised too. The ISM specific. Prevent unprivileged users modifying deleting backups, ISM 1814. Prevent privileged users, except backup admins, doing so, ISM 1707. And even prevent backup admins modifying deleting them during retention, ISM 1708.
Making backups immutable, essentially.
Yes. So ransomware can't target them. Protecting backups is critical to recovering from almost anything.
Final big operational area, event logging and monitoring. Your eyes and ears.
Because you can't secure what you can't see. Need a robust event logging policy, ISM 0580, and a centralized facility, often SIEM or SOAR platforms, to capture, protect, manage logs from everywhere. Consistent time source is vital for correlation. Control ISM 0585 lists details needed, time, user, process, file, etc. Centralization gives visibility.
And it's not just collecting logs, it's active event log monitoring, timely analysis.
Yes, skilled analysis of logs from critical servers, ISM 1986, internet-facing servers, ISM 1906, internal servers, ISM 1907, workstations, ISM 0109, security tools, ISM 1987, network devices, ISM 1960, ISM 1961, to quickly detect events and identify potential incidents. This active monitoring is your primary detection arm. Spots anomalies, indicators of compromise, signs of attack early, allowing rapid response before things escalate. It's the real-time heartbeat of your security posture. Gives you the intel to act.
Wow, we have covered so much ground today, from high-level governance in the boardroom right down to detailed system hardening and incident response. It really shows the ISM's comprehensive scope.
It's incredibly comprehensive, isn't it? Defining systems, selecting controls, establishing roles for the board, CISOs, system owners, outlining incident response for insider threats and malware, getting into secure procurement, detailed system hardening. It touches on pretty much every facet of cybersecurity.
Absolutely. We've really only scratched the surface of the full document, which is incredibly detailed. But hopefully, this deep dive has given you, our listener, a significant, actionable understanding of its depth, its importance, and how it works in practice. It's a roadmap to resilience.
And for you, the learner, it's more than a manual. It's a framework for thinking about security in your organization, maybe even in your personal digital life. It's about building that mindset of vigilance and intelligent risk management.
So as you reflect on this, maybe think, what part of your own digital life or your organization's security could benefit most from applying these principles? Where could you start applying a risk-based approach, even personally? Reviewing password habits, being more skeptical of emails.
The cyber world evolves constantly, but foundational knowledge like this gives you a strong compass. Keep asking questions, keep digging deeper, keep yourself well-informed.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the Information Security Manual. We hope you found it insightful.
Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.